Okay, let's come to the floor. And lie quietly on your back for a moment. And you might notice the heels on the ground, just comparing right and left. Where do you have that touch from the floor? On the right heel, on the left heel, which gives you a little information about the organization of the leg into the hip socket. So it's never all about a part. It's about a whole. You function as a whole. I kind of like this image that we grew from a seed. We didn't get born and somebody attached a bunch of parts. We actually began as a seed and kind of unraveled. Okay, from here, let's bend the knees. And we're going to place the feet and the knees together. Place the legs together. So the feet are attached, the feet are on the ground. And we began just sliding the right heel to the right. That means that the balls of the foot, the toes stay in the same situation. The toes stay together, just that right heel. You can slide it on the floor to the right and back. So you leave the knees bent. Feet are together. Toes stay together. We're just moving the heel. Slide the right heel to the right. Many, many times. And as you do that, you observe any movement. Well, certainly in the right hip socket. So let me say again, because we got different things going on. Bring your knees together. Bring your toes together. Big toes are touching. And then slide the right heel to the right. Just slide it to the right, not the leg, the heel. And back. Many times. There you go. Pay attention to the right hip socket. Pay attention to the feeling in the bones in the lower leg. Make those connections. And then do that same movement, but do it quicker. Do it 5 or 10 times, just quickly, just simple and fast. Right, center, right, center, right, center, right, center. Good. Yeah. And then do it again very, very, very slowly. Good. So again, toes stay together, knees stay together. It's just the heel. You're sliding the heel and back. You're sliding it to the right and back. You're kind of checking out what goes on in the bones of the lower leg. What goes on in the right hip socket. Maybe you feel it in the lower back. Okay, and let that go and take a rest. Slide everything down, take a rest. And as you rest, you can notice any difference in the two legs or in the 2 feet. So just a little movement like wakes up your connection, and the two sides can feel quite different. And then come again. The feet are together, the knees are together, and we're going to slide the left foot, the left heel, not the foot, the heel to the left and back. So it's kind of like the toes, the big toes are touching, the outside of the big toes, there you go. The knees are touching, or they're very close to touching, and you just slide that left heel to the left. And as you do that, you notice what that feels like. And maybe you feel some difference on this side compared to the right. Just the heel moves, the toes stay relaxed on the floor. So what do you think? Is the movement larger on this side? Is it smaller? Is it easier? Is it more difficult? If you like, do one, do the other, so you can discriminate that. And remember, we're connecting to the bones of the lower leg, the hip socket, and then just do the left and do it very quickly, very light and quickly. Slide, 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 slide. Heel, 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 heel. Good. And then again, do it very, very, very slowly. So we're going to do many variations with the feet and ankles. But don't think it doesn't connect to everything, because it does. The feet connect, the ankles connect to the whole body. Okay, take a short rest. So if your feet cramp, I would take rest. I would get up, walk around. I mean, that may not happen to you, but it did happen to me. So it's not about how many repetitions you do. All right, let's come together again. By that, I mean bend the knees, put the feet standing, put the two heels together, put the legs together. And from here, slide the two heels at the same time together, slide them to the right, and back. And then, let's see, shall we go just to the right for a while? Yeah, let's just go to the right with both heels. Just check that out. So you can imagine that this would have a lot to do with balance. This ability to tune into the feet, the heels, the hips, the lower back, how the legs move. It's also a great skiing warm-up. And then go really quickly a few times. Right, 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 right. The heels go together. And back to center. And very, very slowly. See what this movement is about. In the hip sockets, maybe. And then let's do that. You come back to center. Let's do it to the left. Heels slide together. The knees are connected. They don't like do a separate thing. That's it. Observe, maybe this is a different feeling. It could be a very different feeling. They could function very differently, one direction to the other. And the heels, good, there you go. The heels are going together. Again, make it quick and light a few times. Slide, 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 slide. And then again, make it very, very slow. And then we'll take the heels to the right, to the left. Heels slide to the right, to the left. So together. So they go to the right, they come back, they go to the left, they come back. With the heels attached the whole time, that's it. And notice, pay attention. Do they go easier to one side or the other? Or do they go differently? Do they go differently to one? Maybe the range of motion is different. Maybe something in the ankles or the knees or the hips. And again, you might sense this anywhere. You might sense it in your ribs. Okay, and let that go. Slide everything down. Let's take kind of a long rest here. Okay, let's bring the 2 feet to standing again. Now they don't have to be together right now. And we'll take the right leg in the air and the 2 hands behind the right knee, just in that space behind the right knee. So, and you can have the leg a little bit extended. You can have it bent as you like. Hold the knee like this. And just with the toes of the foot, with that right foot, begin to make circles. So it's not meant to have the leg totally straight, a little bit bent, a lot bent, as you like, but not straight. And we're making circles. So we're going to differentiate the sole, which means everything that's not the heel, means basically the ball of the foot, the toes. So we're making circles with the toes, and they don't have to be big circles. And just as you do that, as you think of the toes drawing this circle, you're also going to observe what the heel does. And this is just the ankle moving. This is not the leg moving. It's the foot and the ankle. And as you go through that circle, there will be a place where the toes come closer to the knee, where they go away. There's an angle, the angle changes. That's it. And observe, when the toes are to the right, the heel is to the left. Feel it. When the heel is to the ceiling, where are the toes? And when the heel is to the floor, where are the toes? Or where is the rest of the foot? Now tune into, stay with this, tune into the right heel. So you're lying on your back, tune into the right heel, and now draw that circle with the heel. So you're lying on your back, your right knee is in, the hands are behind the knee. And again, you may want to make this very, very tiny. You can play with it. Yes, it could cause, this could be some movement your foot is not used to, and it could cramp. So, or maybe it's not your foot, maybe it's your lower leg, maybe it's the hip. So listening to the back of the heel, draw that circle. And as the heel is up, where is the rest of the foot? As the heel is down, where's the rest of the foot? So if your leg is moving, if your upper leg is moving, you are not doing this movement. You're doing something else. This is foot and ankle. Hold behind the knee. Bend the knee enough that you can, there you go. Now leave the thigh still. There you go, okay. And then go back to the right heel. Draw the circle from the back of the right heel as though you had a piece of chalk on the back of your heel, and see what that circle would look like. Okay, let that go, take a rest. So we were circling with the heel like a little piece of chalk, drawing a circle with the heel. Let's come back, bend those knees. The right knee is in that same position. It's bent and the hands are behind the knee. Now we're going to circle with the ball of the foot or the toes. And you're going, and you notice the, I mean, you can't do that, I don't think, without the heel moving. And you just notice that the heel will be in the opposite part of the circle. Go one way, go the other. See when the heel goes up, when the heel goes down, when the ball of the foot, the toes go up, when they go down. And again, the leg is still. This is about the foot, the ankle. And you can rest whenever you like, of course. Let's go ahead, let's take a little rest. We'll work with the left foot. So I had a request for something that would address the feet a bit. So that's why we're doing this today. So check in. What do you feel? What are you discovering? Are you noticing any connection into the ankle, from the foot to the ankle, or to the hip socket, or maybe for you something totally different? Maybe a difference in the two sides. And let's come back then. The knees, this time, the the left leg is in the air. The hands are behind the knee, close to the knee, behind the knee, maybe a little bit lower than the knee. That's up to you. Now turn the left foot. So the lower leg is stable. It doesn't move. If you're not sure about that, touch the lower leg. We are aiming to work with the foot. Turn the foot. And feel the movement of the foot that is in the ankle. So if you follow the heel, you're going to find something in the ankle there. If you follow the ball of the foot, the toes, you're going to feel something in the ankle. You can go one way, you can go the other. With that movement of the foot at the ankle. Notice when the toes are to the ceiling, where is the heel? When the toes are right, where is the heel? When the toes are left. So the lower leg, the upper leg are still. Good. And then just listen to the heel. Draw a circle with the heel. Think about that little piece of chalk at the back of the heel. Draw a circle with the heel. I'm seeing lower legs move, so maybe touch your lower leg. Make sure that we're really in the foot and ankle. You're differentiating. Go the other way with the heel. So the heel goes to one side, goes to the other, goes up, it goes down. Good, you guys. Draw a circle with the ball, with the rest of the foot. Let the rest of the foot initiate that circling. Then you can just follow the heel. It's a lot of movement with the foot and ankle, but things go on through the lower leg. I mean, there will be shifts. Even though it's still, there will be shifts. There will be shifts in the hip and maybe along the spine. Okay, let that go. Take a rest. Slide everything down. Let's take kind of a long rest here. So if you are a person who stands or walks or runs, or yeah, this would be a real beginning place. What are the feet and ankles doing? If you wanted to improve any of that. Same thing with balance. And let's do another thing here. Bend the knees. Now we'll bring the two legs into the air, the hands behind the knees like before. And let's put the two heels together, the knuckles of the big toes touching. And just begin to circle. Listen to the movement. So you don't want I don't think you want the feet all the way up to the ceiling. We're not, just find a comfortable place you can work with that. Hands behind the knees and circle. Listen to the heel and then shift your attention. Listen to the balls of the foot, the toes. When do the heels go up? When do they go down? When do the toes come toward the face? When do they go away from the face? So you can shift your attention like that. Let's go the other direction. Feel the ankles. Go as slowly as you like. Good. Okay, I'll let that go. Take a long rest. You might want to check in. Are your feet a little clearer in your brain? Are you more connected? Sensory-wise, can you feel more clearly the feet? The ankles, the knees, the hip sockets, where is your attention drawn? Let's extend the legs, which they are, and put, again, the 2 feet together. Touch the big toes together with the legs long on the floor. Now from here, open the heels. Open the heels out to the sides, big toes touching, and then bring them back. We'll do this with the feet flexed. That means the toes are toward the head, in the direction of the head, and you have a 90-degree angle at the ankle. As you slide the heels open, the legs are completely straight, and slide the heels back together. The right moves to the right, the left moves to the left. The toes are toward the head. There you go. Observe, do they do the same thing, or do they function in a different way? Maybe it's easier to connect. You feel a clearer connection to one than the other. Just check it out. Good. So you want to tune into the hip socket, maybe the buttocks, maybe the lower back. Discover something. Discover something about the function, the difference in function in the 2 legs. Maybe there is none, but you can discover it. Oh, they're balanced. Okay, good. Oh, this leg barely rotates externally. From the heel. Internally in the hip socket. Okay, let that go. Rest again. You might want to notice the breath. How's that functioning at the moment? And lie on the belly. So remember what we talked about, you could use a pillow. I think right now we'll just have the forehead on the ground. But if this is a big strain, you can put a pillow under your chest, under your belly, may make you a little more comfortable in that position. So again, now we're going to put the toes curled under as though you were going to push off with the toes or run. Put the 2 feet together. And in this position, the 2 feet are together, the toes are curled under, so you have pretty much a 90-degree angle at your ankle. Now, let's open the heels and bring them back together. Open and close the heels, good. And I see some of you are going really slowly. That's good. So you can let your attention shift a little bit. So with the feet together, with the toes together, how does that right heel open? How does the left? And then a little bit, a few times, do it really quick. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. And then coming back, feet are together, toes are all curled under, just the right leg, just the right heel. Open and close, open and close. So you can get real clear about that. Again, the toes stay connected. The big toes stay connected. Good, yeah. And you start to feel you're moving the heel, but oh my goodness, it's connected to other things, right? And then just the left heel. Is there a difference? So you can be pretty sure if there's a difference here, that difference is with you every time you take a step. Or could have something to do with why it's easier to balance on one leg than the other. And then again with the 2 heels, see if they're working a little more equally. Good, you guys, looking good. And take a rest. And on the belly, once again, the two legs are attached, extend the toes back so you're on the top of the foot. The legs are long on the floor, they're long, but they're together. Extend the toes to point away from the head. And now a few times, open and close the heels with that action. And you might observe, so as you open the heels, how close does the right heel come to the ground? How close does the left? Okay, and in this position now, just with the right heel, open that right heel, but open it whether you have to move the pelvis, the thigh, whatever you have to do. So the whole side of the heel lies on the floor. So you can move, you can lift the left side of the pelvis, but you're going to let the whole outside little toe side, the whole heel, go to the right and lie on the floor. Just lift the pelvis as much as you need for the leg to move. The other leg stays right where it is. The left leg stays right where it is. There you go. What has to happen there to let that heel lie on the floor? So you can turn the back. You can turn the whole foot, the heel. Maybe the right ankle is doing something. Just turn the leg until the heel can touch the ground. The right heel can touch the ground. The left leg stays pretty much where it is. It may rotate in the hip socket, but it isn't the whole body. You're not rolling with that left leg coming along. Okay, then let's do the same thing now with the left leg. So what is going to have to happen in the hip to let the left heel rotate to come to the ground, which for me, this is a very interesting movement because something's got to shift, I would say, in the buttocks. You don't even have to think about that, but to be able to do this, something shifts. So that means that the heel's going to lie on the ground. Pretty much the whole outside of the left leg will lie on the ground for most of us. Good. Notice something's happening through the spine now. And then just let that go side to side. Right heel on the ground, left heel on the ground. Toes are long. Good, and then begin to let it be. So both heels move to the right, both heels move to the left. You're still getting the outside, that right heel on the ground, the left heel on the ground. And watch what goes on in the spine. So you would want to start with the forehead to the floor. You wouldn't want to start with the head to one side. Follow the spine, follow the sacrum. We're going to take a rest here in just a moment. Make it fluid, make it soft, and follow it. And then finally here, putting the heels together like before, the legs are extended, And now the big toes are together. Now just open the heels and close them. They move, they move in opposite directions. See what this is like. So if you are by chance clenching your buttocks muscles, you're going to have to become aware that that's happening and see if you can let that go. It will make that movement different. Open and close. And just see, maybe they open more easily. It's possible that the heels come very close to the floor. See if you can soften the butt. For some people, that would create a restriction. Others, maybe not doing that at all. Okay, come back. Last thing, and we'll take a long rest. Put the toes standing. So you have a 90-degree angle at the ankle. And from here, open and close the heels. See if that got better. Good. When you're ready, let it go. Take a nice long rest. We got a little bit more to do. But you can always choose to rest. So there's always that option of visualizing the movement, which again, that fires the whole thing in the brain. You are doing it by thinking it, or just resting. So how supple are your ankles? Just a question. And if you want to do a little bit more, once again on the stomach, bring the feet, the knees together. Now just the feet. The knees are bent, pretty much a 90-degree angle, and just move the heel toward the ceiling, the heel toward the ground. Or you can think the foot toward the ceiling, the foot toward the ground. Many times, feel the movement in the ankle. Now, if you want to go for a 90-degree angle there, because if your legs are hanging down past 90 degrees, it's much less comfortable. There you go. Observe the two ankles. So when the feet go down, the heels come up. When the feet go up, the heels come down. Now thinking of the feet, the balls of the feet, the toes, everything that we're calling not ankle, move the feet in circles. Again, it's ankle movement. There you go, good. Yeah, notice if you're holding your breath, just observe that, you could release that. That's it, go one way, go the other, and see if it makes a difference. So you continue the movement, but think now of it being a heel movement. So make the same movement, but listen to the movement of the heels. And you will observe that when the heels are up, the feet are down. When the heels are right, the feet are left. Change the direction. Listen only to the heels, the back of the heels, the bottom of the heels there. Well, you could actually even just tune into the very back point of the heels. Lower legs are still. This is not a lower leg movement. I mean, there's some internal movement, but this is foot and ankle. Now, bringing the feet back to that 90-degree angle at the knee there. Begin to move the two heels to the right, and then the two heels to the left. Not the lower legs, the heels. Feet are flexed like we could put a book on them. And you can shift your attention. Toes moving right and left, heels moving right and left. And then you go back, thinking of moving from the heels. And when you're ready, let that go. Take a rest on your back. And just listen. Listen to your body on the ground. What do you feel in the legs or in the hips? What do you feel in the shoulders? The chest? So how does the back lie on the ground now? And now rolling to your side, just come up to stand so you can, again, check out the feet on the ground. And so you observe the grounding, the contact that the right foot makes, the contact that the left foot makes, and whatever else you are finding there. You may be starting to create some relationship of the foot to the ankle, to the knee, to the hip, even in standing. So see what's different. Yes, go ahead and take a walk. Just take a walk and listen. Pay attention. See if you are walking differently. Good. And take another minute or so to walk, good, to walk around, observing the function of the feet, the ankles, the knees, the hips, or whatever else. Maybe for you, it's the carriage of the head. Maybe you feel longer. I don't know. Whatever is there for you, take another minute, and that will be the end of our lesson. And then we can come back together and share a little bit if you like. I actually can't see everybody at this moment because I did record that lesson and there's a big sign. So it's like covering half the thing. You will receive an email notification. So anyway, I can't see everybody, but I can hear you if you unmute. So
I have a fallen arch, terrible fallen arch on my left foot that from 3 broken ankles. And this was amazing. I'm now walking. I can feel my arch so much stronger and not sort of collapsing in on it.
oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's definitely different.
Wow. Well, that wasn't so hard, was it?
Yes, it was.
Oh.
But it was good.
I have ligament damage in my ankle, and I was really surprised at how much more loose my right side is than my left side, but I'm not sure it's a good thing since my ankle was damaged.
Right. Yeah. So what you just became more aware of an imbalance and how it goes all the way through. Yeah.
I'm surprised at how tiring that is.
Yes, yes. Yeah, your legs are working hard.
Lots of. Anyone else?
My low back feels better, Barbara. I'm surprised, but my low back feels more relaxed and able to hold me up.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware that that my right hip is really tight, which I've known, but I didn't realize it was coming from the foot because I could feel some restrictions in there. And that feels like the source versus the hip. I mean, I know it's all connected, but I think my sense is it's coming from my foot versus my hip translating down my foot not working as well. So that was really interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Good. All right. Good awarenesses. No judgment, just observation. Judgment won't do you any good. It won't do you any good. Make anything better, just observe. Okay, everybody. So here's the quick test. Do we have class next week?
No.
Thumbs up or down? The correct answer is no. That's right. Do we have class the week after that? October 5th to sign?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. It will probably be the same invite number, but we're on this honor system. I hope you will sign up rather than just come. Although I do like for you to come too. Just let me know. Let me know what's going on. All right, there you go. I don't know much about what we'll do next time. I was thinking about might be doing something with the neck, although, the head and neck, but I mean, again, it's not parts, it's function. So, okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Barbara.
Thanks.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.